Hello dear students, today we can start another one lesson, chapter 10 of 5th standard. Name of the lesson is Force and Energy. Name of the lesson is Force and Energy. What is force? A force is a pull or a push. Force is a pull or a push. What is pull? A pull exert on an object. Exert means applied on an object is a force that brings it closer to us. A pull applied on an object is a force that brings it closer to us. Then what is push? A push is a force exerted or applied on an object that causes it to move away from us. If you are pushing a chair, that will go away from us. So that is a force. A push is a force that exerted on an object that causes it to move away from us. Can you see force? No, we cannot see the force, but you can feel its effect. We cannot see force, but can feel its effect on the object it is exerted or applied on. We cannot see force, but can feel its effect on the objects it is exerted or applied on. What are the different effects of force? The four main effects of force are: force can move an object at rest. Rest means it's not moving. Okay, so force can move an object at rest. And force can speed up, slow down or stop a moving object. Force can speed up, then slow down or stop a moving object. And force can change the direction of a moving object. Force can change the direction of a moving object. And force can change the shape and size of an object. Force can change the shape and size of an object. Let us learn one by one. First one, force can make things move. How force can make things move? See, when we exert force on a ball that is at rest. Rest means it's not moving. Okay, by rolling or throwing or kicking it, we can make the ball move. If you are kicking a ball, that ball move. So, when we apply force on a ball that is at rest, by rolling or throwing or kicking it, we can make the ball move. Next one is, force can stop a moving object. How we can stop a moving object? Force can speed up or slow down of a moving object. It can even make a moving object stop. Then force may change the direction of a moving object. Force can change the direction of a moving object. When force is applied on a moving object, it may result in a change in the direction of its movement. For example, batsman, bowler is there now. In a cricket, bowler and batsman, when a bowler throws a ball towards the batsman, who hits its back? Batsman hit it back the ball. Then the ball changes the direction of its movement. See, when a bowler throws a ball towards a batsman who hits its back, the ball changes the direction of its movement. It changes the direction, isn't it? So, force can change the direction of a moving object. Force can change the direction of a moving object. Then, force can change the shape and size of an object. When force is applied on an object, it may result in a change in its shape or size. For example, crushing the bottle, crushing cans. Okay, so the shape of the can or bottle will change. Okay, so force can change the shape and size of an object. So what are the different effects of force? Force can move an object at rest. Then force can speed up, slow down or stop a moving object. Then force can change the direction of a moving object. then force can change the shape and size of a moving object. Let us learn which are the different types of force. Different types of force. So, force exists in different forms. Force exists in different forms. Say, gravitational force, electrostatic force, magnetic force, muscular force, frictional force, elastic force. These are the different types of force. Let us learn one by one. Okay. First one is gravitational force. Have you ever noticed that an object always comes down when we throw upward? If you are throwing a stone upward, it will come down. Isn't it? Have you ever observed that one? All the fruits, it will be coming down. Mango, it will be coming down from the mango tree. Have you ever observed that one? How it is happening? And why is it more difficult to climb up a mountain than coming down? This is because when we come down, the force helps us. A force is there. Okay, what is that force? There is a force that acts on the object that is thrown upward and pulls it back. This force is known as the force of gravity or gravitational force. Here, see, there is a force that acts means do something. Okay, so that acts on an object, that is thrown upwards and pull it back. This force is known as the force of gravity or gravitational force. See, what is gravitational force? Gravitational force is a force by which the earth pulls everything towards its center. Earth pulls everything towards its center. So, gravitational force always acts in the opposite direction when an object moves away from the earth. So, the gravitational force is a force by which the earth pulls everything towards its center. Okay, and gravitational force always acts in the opposite direction when an object moves away from the earth. Next is electrostatic force. What is electrostatic force? Electrostatic force is the force of attraction or repulsion. What is attraction? Pulls others in, that is attraction. And what is repulsion? Pushing away. So, what is electrostatic force? A force of attraction or repulsion. A force of pulls others in or pushing away between particles or objects due to their electric charge. Some particles or objects, they will be having the electric charges. Okay, so the force of attraction or repulsion between particles or objects, things or objects, okay, due to their electric charge. It is a force exerted by a charged body on another charged body or uncharged body. See, it is a force applied by a charged body on another charged body or uncharged body. Okay, for example, let us do one experiment. Take a comb and few bits of paper. Take a comb and few bits of paper. Run the comb through your hair. Run the comb through your hair. And electric charge build on the comb. Electric charge build on the comb. So, now bring the comb near some bits of paper. What do you see? See, the bits of paper are attracted towards the comb. The bits of paper attracted towards the comb. So, this is due to the electrostatic force. This is one example of electrostatic force. So, what is electrostatic force? It is the force of attraction or repulsion between particles or objects due to the electric charge. Next is magnetic force. The force with which a magnet attracts or repels certain materials. It is called magnetic force. Have you ever seen the magnet? So, the force with which a magnet attracts or repel, okay, attract or repel certain materials. It is called a magnetic force. Once again, what is magnetic force? The force with which a magnet attracts or repels certain materials. That is called magnetic force. Materials like iron gets attracted to a magnet. Iron gets attracted to a magnet. Then a magnet also attract or repel another magnet. A magnet have two poles. Have you ever seen that one? It is written there, North Pole and South Pole. Okay, magnet has two poles called the North Pole and the South Pole. A magnet has two poles, that is North Pole and the South Pole. When these poles brought together, when this magnet brought together, like poles attract each other. Like means one magnet North Pole and another magnet South Pole. Okay, that poles they attract each other, while unlike poles, North Pole of one magnet and the North Pole of another magnet, if they are coming together, they will repel each other. These poles, that is unlike poles. Okay, these unlike poles repel each other. Okay, the picture it is that picture it is given in the textbook. Next is muscular force. What is muscular force? Muscular force is the force applied by the parts of our body like arms or legs. What is muscular force? Muscular force is the force applied by the parts of our body like arms or legs. Okay, arms or legs. Walking, lifting, getting up from a chair, pulling, pushing, okay, and other such activities require muscular force. Okay, so it is the force of muscles that help the body to lift the weight. It is the force of muscles. It is the force of muscles. Okay, muscular force. It is the force of muscles that helps the body to lift the weight. Then, a balanced diet and regular exercise help to develop strong muscles. Balanced diet. The diet should contain all the nutrients in right proportion. That is the balanced diet. Okay, a balanced diet and regular exercise. Every day you have to do the exercise. Okay, that regular exercise helps to develop strong muscles. That is the muscular force. So, what is muscular force? Muscular force is the force applied by the parts of our body like arms or legs. The next is frictional force. What is frictional force? What is friction? Friction is a force that acts opposite to the direction of motion of an object. Friction or okay, that is a force that acts opposite to the direction of motion of an object. Motion means movement of an object. Okay, so friction always opposes the movement of an object. It what is that? It resists or it acts against the movement of an object and it slows down the motion. Okay, it slows down the motion. And when two objects are rubbed against each other, when two substances it rubbed against each other, they cause friction. So, what is friction? Friction is a force that acts opposite to the direction of movement. It acts opposite to the direction of movement or motion of an object, movement of an object. So, friction always opposes or resists or it acts against the movement of an object. If any object is moving, the friction, it acts always opposite. Okay, and it slows down the movement. It slows down the motion. When two objects are rubbed against each other, they cause friction. When two objects are rubbed against each other, they cause friction. What are the advantages of friction? When we are walking, friction is produced between our shoes or our chappals and the ground. And this friction provides a grip. Grip means hold it tightly, okay, and prevents us from slipping. Okay, so that is one advantage. Okay, when we walk, friction produced between our chappals or shoes and the ground, and this friction provide a grip. Grip means hold it strongly, okay, hold strongly and prevent us from slipping. If friction is not there, we fall down, okay, we slip down. Then friction between the tires and the road allows vehicles to move steadily. Steady means unchangeable, okay, it's not changing. Then friction between the tires and the road allows vehicles to move unchangingly, okay, or steadily. That is another advantage of friction. Friction between the tire and the rod, it allows vehicles to move without any change. Then heat is produced due to friction. Due to friction, it provides a grip between and prevents us from falling, and friction between the tires and the rod allows vehicles to move steadily, and heat is produced due to friction. On a cold winter day, when we rub our hands together, okay, when we rub our hands together, the heat is produced and make us feel warm. Have you ever noticed that one? On a cold winter day, when we rub our hands together, if you are rubbing our hands together, the heat is produced, okay, and make us feel warm. Okay, so these are the different advantages of friction. So friction also help to light a matchstick when rubbed against a matchbox. Okay, friction help to light a matchstick. Matchstick, it is rubbed against a matchbox. Here friction develop, okay, and this friction help to light a matchstick when rubbed against a matchbox. Without friction, we would not be able to hold anything with our hands or write with a pen or pencil. So they would slip out of our hands. Okay, if friction is not there, it will be slippery. Okay, so we cannot write. We won't be able to write, or we won't be able to hold the pen or pencil. Okay, they would slip out of our hand. So these are the different advantages of friction. Now we can see what are the disadvantages of friction. So friction makes it difficult for heavy objects to move. Okay, friction makes it difficult for heavy objects to move. For example, moving a heavy cupboard across the floor, or riding a bicycle over a rough road. Riding a bicycle over a rough road, it is very difficult. Then friction produces a lot of heat. We already seen that one. Okay, friction produces a lot of heat. Sometimes that damage machine parts. Okay, that damage the machine parts of machines. Then the sole of our shoe. Our shoes have sole, no? That sole and the surface of the tire wear out because of friction. That will get damaged because of the friction. Okay, so these are the different disadvantages of friction.